to mash up your party. Mix all Allah.
Who come with the money? Come with the honey. Who come to dance and dingo leg?
Let me lie, let me live, let me feel like I live in life.
Push back on it, baby. Wind back on it, honey.
Miss Ocean.
Push back on it.
Only something small and nothing more.
SOCA Sunday. Welcome, 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 everyone. How we doing? Today we got more Lucian history. Starting off with some geography. This time it'll be geography. We've got an update to the diaspora from the prior Prime Minister, Shazine. It's a little bit about the Jazz and Arts Fest coming up, a little bit about Uber SOCA Cruise coming up. Just some things around all things SOCA, all things Caribbean, all things celebration. Who we got out there so far? Reaper, what's good, brother? Lee Turner, how are you, sir? Pooh Man, what's good, what's good, what's good? You will catch the playback. I'm guessing you're headed to work, bro. EJ, what's good? Eric Jordan, thanks for joining, bro. Give me 1 second here while we warming up. Enjoy the tunes, y'all. Hope everyone's having a good Sunday. It is a chilly day here in central Ohio. We live. All right, y'all. As mentioned, a few little things to cover, a few little things to go over, but we are going to spend the majority of our afternoon digging into Lucian geography and the influences of the colonizers on the face of the island, the geography of the island, the names of the beautiful places across the island. We're gonna have some fun. Another historical day, right? Another day for history. Also coming up for SOCA Sundays, we will be looking at, let's see, music, entertainment next SOCA Sunday. Then we're gonna go into the Rastafari. Look at that religion and what it really means. A lot of people aren't familiar with the Rastafari, only from the Bob Marley relation, I'm sure. Then we have the 1970s, what the face of the 1970s around the Caribbean looked like for some, especially the disenfranchised. So, diaspora, Lucians, Caribbeans. Let's get into the show, y'all. Let's get into the show without delay. Let's go. You know what? Let's bring back something fancy. Let's bring back our squid ting. Come on, baby.
Once you pull up in this when the killing will begin, you feel me pulling up the skin. I really came to get it and deliver murder grand.
Tell me how the fuck am I not supposed to whine on that? How the fuck am I not supposed to grind on that? How the fuck am I not supposed to jam on that?
I gotta take a dip in the salt and soak it. So we will sugar rush for do darling. Y'all are tempted to touch the way you're flexing. I can't make you get away tonight, till you do the part. 'Cause I know
Trinidad and Tobago is the only country that make better Chinese food than Chinese people, bro. Shit be fire, bro. That little fried rice, like the little chow mein. Oh, God. Oh, God.
I am
Mommy, I have a birthday line coming up this week. I just want to know.
Go and ask your father.
Okay. Daddy, I have a friend's birthday line now coming up. I just want
Kyle,
to know.
I know in the mood. Go and ask your mother. If your mother say yes, go ahead.
Mommy said to ask. He sent me back here. He tell me to ask you. He say you.
You know your father. If you want to ask them things, go and ask your father.
If I just ask that.
Kyle, go and ask your father.
Mommy,
Kyle,
I asked Mommy.
Kyle, if you come back and ask me anything, it go be me and you, Kyle?
He quarreled.
Go and ask your father. Your father. Your father. Ask your mother. Ask your mother. Please. Your father.
Messieurs, mesdames, t'imagines me tout là, mes mani pièces diffées. Moi, je fais un petit bouillon, moi, j'ai fait commission, moi, je puis un petit diffère, mais moi, pas ni chez bon. Ben, soit c'est ça les ans, moi, j'ai fait préparation, un seul bagage, moi, ma chère, c'est différent, pas tes sons. Mais, pas moi, boire, li, mais, pas moi, boire. Menei ba mwen pousse ba mwen fouye ba mwen boire. Menei ba mwen boire. Li mei ba mwen boire. Oh no. Kumbaya. Jamaican easy Lord. Kumbaya. Jamaican easy Lord. Kumbaya. Jamaican easy Lord. Kumbaya. Oh Lord. Kumbaya.
Shout out to Jamaica. We know that you are going through things right now, but we cannot let it go without having a little fun. Let's go.
3 miles down the road is the Yalas River. Residents were forced to pay between $250 and $500 to cross, as transportation was restricted to either a heavy-duty vehicle or being lifted across.
Right now, nobody can cross it. It's only who can understand it. Cross it. Nobody can cross it. It's only fisherman and a fisherwoman. Trust me. Nobody can cross it. It's only who can manage the water. It's only something them come over. Or if we around to help them. Nobody can swim. If you cannot swim, you cannot cross it. Nobody can cross it. If we around to hit them over. Fisherman can cross it, and a fisherwoman cross it. Cannot swim? Trust me.
You're going to St. Thomas.
One. Nobody can cross it. It's only who understand it. Cross it. Nobody can cross it. It's only fisherman and a fisherwoman. Trust me. Nobody can cross it. It's only who can manage the water. It's only something them come over. Or if we around to help them.
Not all the vehicles
can cross it.
This vehicle
can cross it. We lock away in the wilderness. Nobody cross it.
Cross.
Yesterday, the bus was coming from town. A bus to the people. Just the mercy of God. Why the bus don't go over? The bus can't swim.
Bus can swim.
Believe it or not.
The bus can't swim. Yesterday, the bus was coming from town. The bus can't cross it. The last time, hurricane, dead up to bury up the top.
Nobody know for walk.
The bus can't swim.
Nobody know for walk.
The bus can't cross it. Nobody can cross it. The only who can understand it. Cross it. Nobody can cross it. It's only fisherman and a fisherwoman. Trust me. Nobody can cross it. The only who can manage the water. It's only something them come over. Or if we around to help them.
I'm very concerned.
Because nobody can cross it. Not even the kids them can go to school. Trust me. Because nobody can cross it. Fisherman and a fisherwoman can cross it like them. Understand it. Stand it. Cannot swim? Trust me. You're going to dead up. Nobody can cross it. The only who can understand it. Cross it. Nobody can cross it. It's only fisherman and a fisherwoman. Trust me. Nobody can cross it. The only who can manage the water. It's only something them come over. Or if we around to help them. Nobody can cross it. Nobody cross it. The only who can swim. Cross it. Cross it.
Cross.
Nobody cross it.
Dara Smith, TVJ News.
Saka Fet. Welcome everybody to the show. Welcome everybody. Yes, prayers up to Jamaica in all seriousness, but we do have to have some entertainment from time to time. And I know my Caribbean brothers and sisters definitely have a sense of humor. So without a doubt, thank you all for being here. And thank you all. I seen you in the comments for the prayers and shout outs to Jamaica. Absolutely. Thank you. If you know of any charities or any direct connections to the people of Jamaica, I do highly suggest giving to them. They are in dire straits in a lot of situations, especially in the remote areas. So please, please be generous if you can, right? If you can. Otherwise, the power of the Lord, the power of prayer, the power of reaching out to friends and family matters. But y'all, we are here for SOCA Sunday. Saka Fet, salutations and salute. Welcome to the show, everyone. We're here. We're here for another one. So we are on a history kick. We are exploring St. Lucia in all facets that your boy C.I.P. can find. Special guests are welcome always. If you are a historian or someone from the island, including family, and you have knowledge that you would love to share, it is always welcome here. Culture, knowledge, and entertainment. That is what we are here for. Please, 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 if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe. It's down below the video. It'll say subscribed. Once you subscribe, you'll see animations and things go off, little fireworks. Hit the like button, same thing. And share this out. Share out the video with your friends. We're learning things today. A little bit of education. So, what's up, my friends? Yeah, it's cold here in Detroit. You ain't saying nothing new, Janesta Coleman, how are you today, sis? Hold on.
Janesta Coleman.
We got Theo Coop starring for you, Janesta Coleman. That's right, sis. Good to see you, Messy. I see you, Messy. Michonne Travels. That is Messy Michonne's travel channel. Thank you so much for being here, sis. My travel buddy. A-Team, I see you. I see you, cuzzo. My cousin's in the chat. That's right. We got Blood out here, too. How you doing, Joan? EJ, I seen you sneak in. I also seen Reaper. I seen Pooh Man, checked in, checked out. Lee Turner was here as well. Shouting out everybody that's in the chat. Thank y'all so much for being here. Sugar Bum, what's up, girl? How you doing? We're doing history today. It's SOCA Sunday. You ain't know? Little troll sis. You need to be stopping by and learn something. All right, what we doing? Let's see. All right, so today we're gonna hit the ground running, y'all. We gotta hit the ground running. Give your boy 1 second. We got a lot to cover. Give me 1 second here. All right, as always, we got DJ Kai entertaining everybody with the good jams. The real DJ Kai. Go check him out if you enjoy the tunes. As always, you know what I do over here. Yeah, we had, 40 degrees here in Ohio? No good. No good. All right, DJ Kai. You are in a good spirit, as am I, but we bailing out of that for now because we're going to talk about Uber SOCA Cruise. This is what we're talking about first and foremost. Your boy C.I.P. is plotting and planning for 2026. I heard rumor at the end of the carnival season, at the end of the calendar year, taking place this month, November, December. There may be multiple cruises. I'm still investigating, but there is a cruise chartered and dedicated to SOCA and Carnival, y'all. I'm telling you, your boy CIP is there next year. I need y'all to check this out. All right, so this is a highlight recap of the pool party day. Let's see what they're doing.
Yo! Uber SOCA Cruise.
Wildness.
Big up Uber SOCA Cruise. Oh, you like I do. Yes! Oh, they love you like I do. Yow! Not belly big, like a cushion. He never hungry. He don't worry. You make a story.
I think your boy C.I.P. is going to find his way there.
Not belly big.
Absolutely.
I tell you, big belly, big belly.
I mean, does anybody in the chat have an objection?
Big belly, big belly season. That is it. Big belly, big belly season.
And that's just pool day. St. Lucia represent. Let's go. Ricky T.
Something to talk about. Run anywhere. Give them something to talk about. Take out your head. Take out your head. Take out your head. Take out your head. Take out your head.
Hell yeah. Let's go. That was just pool day. What else they got? Let's go back. Oh shit, look at this. We live and we in the algorithm. All right, let's go back. Let's see. The ship and destination. Day 6 recap. Why not? Day 6 recap. We're only going to spend a little time here, but your boy CIP is planning and plotting, y'all. Next year's going to be lit.
1, 2, 1, 2, mic check, 1, 2. Get on. Back. Everybody down. Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Back. Testing. All the good hear me from front, all the good hear me from back. Testing. All the good hear me from front, all the good hear me from back. If you could hear me, get on. If you could hear me, get on back. Testing. If you could hear me, get on. If you could hear me, get on back. Testing. I ain't coming to rub my skin. I want you move anything. I know why you stand up still. Testing 1, 2. Mash up that thing, nothing new. I want to see all them crew.
Trinidad, you some cheaters. Trinidad, they just be cheating. Too many Trinidad flags.
If you could hear me, just mash up that. All the good hear me. 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 Testing. All the good hear me from front. All the good hear me from back. Get on. Back.
Hell yeah. Let's go. Who's down? Huh? Let's go. Your boy CIP got a plot, and I'm plotting and planning. I'm telling y'all, we're not gonna mess around. We're doing Uber SOCA Cruise 2026. Nah, they're not gonna be fighting. Sugar Bum, you should have been at the Miami Carnival, sis. You should have been there. It was a good time. We had a great time. Messi Michon was with me. Messi can contest to it. All good vibes. Yeah, hey, you had bad man. You had fuckery a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I had somebody clipped a pair of my shades. I'm looking at you. I know you out there. But hey, it's all good. The vibes were wonderful. I'm telling you. Good vibes all around. I will be doing Miami Carnival again as well for my birthday. Now, if I do the Uber SOCA cruise at the end of the year, yeah, I might have to just do it. We doing Carnival and we doing the Uber SOCA cruise. Yeah, the boat is chartered. I do believe so, Messi. Absolutely. Yeah, I think I'm going to be doing Miami Carnival and then hop right over to that Uber SOCA cruise right after that. Yeah. Didn't feel unsafe at all. Absolutely. It was wonderful. And they definitely went through everyone's pockets, went through everyone's bags. It was, and yes, everyone's person as well. I should have got the girl's number after the way she felt me up. Shout out to the security at the Miami-Dade Fairgrounds for sure. Cause what you talking about? Oh yeah, cause I was in the middle. Go back and check out the Miami Carnival recap. Yeah, cause your cousin don't know how to act. even one of the ladies in costumes swooped him up. It was going down. It's going down. All right, y'all. What's next? Let's get back into this. All right, here we go. Shazine. This guy. He can be debated. But he's showing the diaspora some love. Apparently, he was in New York. If someone was in New York and you met up with him, please Shout out in the chat. Comment under the video. Let me know what the presence was like. It's good that he was here stateside to do something. Because those that are more tied to the nation have their own thoughts and feelings about the way the nation is being run, about the way that the politicians are conducting themselves, and just about the welfare of the general state of the island itself. So, hey, let's go see what's going on.
Political leader of the United Workers' Party, Alan Shastney, will lead the delegation to New York
Former
for this
Prime
important
Minister.
diaspora town hall meeting. The New York Flubble Caucus, which has supported the party from abroad, is eager to understand the strategies and initiatives planned for them ahead of the polls. Ian Cauldron, Public Relations Officer of the caucus, explained the purpose of the party's short visit.
The Honorable Alan Shastney will be in Brooklyn, New York tomorrow, November 8th, where we'll be having this town hall meeting. And one of the main objectives of the town hall meeting is for we in the diaspora, the citizens in the diaspora, to ask the leader of the opposition his vision, what are his plans for the country moving forward. And so it's a welcoming gesture, because we in the diaspora, we have ideas too that we would like to bring to the table.
Despite not residing on the island, Cauldron said that certain policies and programs could negatively impact diaspora members. Concerns have already been raised about the impact of the current Citizenship by Investment program. He called for politicians accused of corruption to be held accountable, noting that such actions damage St. Lucia's reputation on the global stage.
Absolutely.
Ultimate negative impact or consequence when we have allegations of corruption, because it impacts on the image of the country. As you know, tourism is our main income earner, and so our reputation as a country must be maintained, because visitors alike would not want to travel to a country where it's not safe, where there's a reputation for illegal illicit activities.
A key focus of the meeting will be the crime and health issues that worry diaspora members considering returning home. With the cruise ship season underway and winter approaching, attendees hope the current administration implements measures to protect tourism revenue.
It impacts not just the locals, but it impacts the visitors, because when visitors are on island, and God forbid they have a little medical issue, they will have to face our medical institutions. And so if we do not have the basic amenities to provide proper health care, it also impacts on our tourism product.
Absolutely.
Plans will be fine-tuned for a comeback home initiative aimed at supporting diaspora members. Cauldron said the New York and the British caucuses will work closely with the United Workers' Party, noting that their goals are aligned. The town hall will be held at 1346 President Street in Brooklyn, New York City at 6 p.m. on November 8th, 2025. For the DBS News World, Manasseh Stanislas reporting.
Shout out DBS News for following up on this, and shout out to the diaspora for making themselves known. Janesta Coleman, are you behaving badly in the chat? What is going on? Mark, thanks for the warning, brother. Oh, man, I believe a neighbor of mine went there, C.I.P. I'll ask when she gets back. What's up, Mike Love? How you doing, bro? How you doing this evening, this afternoon? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh, man. Janesta's behaving badly as always. All right. What else do we have? Okay. So beginning of the year, your boy C.I.P. will be taking a little trip. I'm going to go to Dallas. C.I.P. does Dallas. So look for that. After that, I'll be heading to St. Lucia late spring, early summer for Jazz Fest. So let's see here. They just 2 days ago announced the headliners. Now I'm not logged into IG on this browser, so it may flip out here. It won't let me go into the click on the link. But anyway, Thames Beverly Night, tickets on sale, January. The festival takes place April 30th to May 10th. Jazz and Fest, St. Lucia. Mark your calendars, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be down there. SOCA Sunday from live from the source, from the motherland. From your boy C.I.P's motherland, right? All right. We not wasting time. We not wasting time. She said, I'm innocent. No shenanigans from me. Behave yourself. All right, let's see. Excuse me. Always DJ Kai. The man keeps us entertained over here on SOCA Sundays, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to DJ Kai. All right, we've talked about the Uber SOCA cruise. We've talked about an update on what's coming up for the SOCA Sundays. We're going to be doing music, Rastafari, the 1970s in St. Lucia. Then we're going to double back to the Tainos. We're going back up north, y'all. We're going back up north. So tell your friends, tell your wives, all the Tainos, we going back up there to hang out with them again in a couple weeks, all right? Let's see, we update from the island. Chesney's over here doing things over the weekend, so forth and so on. Jazz Fest. It's the main event, y'all. This is going to be a long one, all right? Pause. This is the journey into history, the stories behind our district names, the districts, right? Some of the islands have parishes, towns, districts. We have districts, right? It all depends on the relationship to which colonizer, which colonization system, which colonial system you were placed under as to how your villages are named, right? So we have districts in St. Lucia, and they also broke, you'll learn all this, right? They broke them up politically as well for the best representation, quote unquote, air quotes, right? The best representation of the people. But you'll hear in the video how things seem a little disproportionate. Anyway, we're learning, y'all. We're learning, right? Geography, the districts around the island. We'll be hanging out with Shane Curry. I had to look for Shane's name. Don't tell Shane I did that. I had to look for Shane's name. The name that I do know from heart is Miss Onika McCoy. Miss Onika McCoy. Former Carnival Queen, I think 2013, 2014, Miss Onika McCoy. Go look her up. Your boy C.I.P. definitely did and has been for many years. Yes, I've been following her for a while. All right, let's get into it, y'all.
It's Emancipation Day, and today we're taking a very special
Let's go.
A journey into history. A journey through the 10 districts of St. Lucia to discover the stories hidden in their names, from the hills where the Necmawa fought for freedom and challenged the European colonizers, to the beautiful coastal bays that inspire some of the truly wonderful names of our towns and districts. These names, Grozili, Ancillary, Soufriere, these aren't just labels on a map. They carry the weight of history, the power of resistance, and the spirit of who we are as St. Lucians. Each district has a story, each name a meaning. And we're about to find out just what they say about us as a people.
Let's go, Shane.
But first, we're going to pick up Onika McCoy, our co-pilot on this journey.
And Miss Onika. And you know what? I want to shout out Choice TV St. Lucia as well. It's a channel from the motherland, right? So let's shout them out. If you are interested at all in following the Choice St. Lucia TV channel, put them in your feed. What does it hurt? You might learn something new about a country you've never been to or a country you're going to. Your boy CIP is here to help you along the way. All right? Go do your thing. Learn something, y'all. Mike Love, about 200 square miles, to be honest with you. Just about 200 square miles. Not very big at all. You can fit the country of St. Lucia in the state of Ohio. All right, what's going on, Onika? What's up, baby? Oh, shit. Hold on, I gotta riz her up real quick.
Ooh la la, ah wee wee. Ooh la la, ah wee wee.
There we go. Miss Onika about to get the riz. And to the ladies, all the ladies in the chat, please, ladies, gents, hit the like, subscribe if you're new. Y'all know the drill. We learning today. Do the damn thing.
Hey, morning.
What's up,
Look at her
Shane?
smile.
Good, I'm good.
So, where are we headed to today?
We're going everywhere. We're making a full circle. We're going all the way down.
All the way around the island.
And then we're gonna go around down the west coast and then loop back up and visit all of the districts. So we're doing a full circle.
Okay.
So off to Groseley first.
All right, so let's go find out about the soul of the district.
And they'll show us on a map where we're going around the island as we go.
All right, so Onika, we're off. We've picked up the crew.
Yeah.
Kia and Warren, guys, say hi.
What's up? Hi.
Yeah? Let me just
What's up,
put on my
guys?
seatbelt there before police stop.
Yeah, safety
Right.
first. Okay.
Good. All right, so we're off to Groseley. Yeah? And that's our first stop.
That's right, our
All
first
right.
stop.
But before we start, Onika, before we get to our first district, let's just do a quick recap about the districts. Can you tell us a little bit about the districts?
Okay, I think I know a little bit about the district, Shane. So we have 10 districts, and the districts are historical and administrative divisions. And our district system is based on the French quartiers.
There we go.
Quartiers or quarters, the
that's
quarters
right,
system, quarters system. Okay, so if we're starting from the north, you'd have Groseley, Castries, Ancillary Canneries, Soufrière, then Choiseul, Labrie, Day4 coming up, Micoud and Dennery.
Dennery, yes.
Now, Shane, I believe before 2010, there would have been about 12 districts.
Yeah, we always used to learn about 12 districts, which included Dauphin and Praslin.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I guess we can explain more about that
When we
a
get
little
to this,
later on.
so we could be more specific, we'll explain why now we have 10 districts instead of 12 districts. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Now, Onika, the other thing, you'd probably be the best person to explain that to us. You you worked at the electoral office, right?
Yes, I did.
So we have 10 districts, but we have 17 constituencies. What's the difference between the districts and the constituencies?
But Mrs. Shane, that's like 20 years ago. I'll try to see if I can remember. Okay, so we have 17 constituencies, as you mentioned, and that's basically for elections purposes, right?
All right.
So we've carved out the constituencies, so that would better give us more representation in Parliament, or better representation in Parliament as well.
For the various
So,
population
there you
spots.
go.
Okay.
So you have
So let's pause right there while she's talking about Parliament. Oh, horrible pause face. Okay, there we go. That's better. Janesta asking questions. Janesta said, how is the currency over there? Are things expensive? So what's funny is the global economy is a thing, right? So there are certain commodities like houses and cars that are pretty much priced the same rate globally. So $20,000 car over here is $20,000 over there. Don't change. It might be a little bit of a variance, but you also have import taxes, etc. if you order a car from stateside, Japan, wherever. So the commodities and things are priced very, very similar. Otherwise, the currency is like 5 to 1. So 5 there's to 1 US. So plus jobs are struggling big time. They're struggling big time, just like the States, but they're feeling it. If the islands are feeling it, the States will be feeling it as well. So if we think it's bad here, down there, they're like third to second and a half world. They're not really first world all the way. There's the haves and the have-nots. But the majority are struggling. Anybody will tell you in the chat. You know, if families here, if there are friends from the island here, they'll tell you the same. So there's a disparity. If they're feeling the aches and pains, and they have been, we need to start looking at what's going on, because we very well may be faced with the same kind of economic issues. So anyway, but yes, 5 to 1 as far as the currency exchange is. They have the EC, Eastern Caribbean currency. Jay Tillman, what's good, brother? Welcome to SOCA Sundays. All right. We're doing geography today. We're heading to Gros Islet at the top of the island. Our beautiful host here, Onika, is going to be taking us around the island with Gregory, her co-pilot. Well, she's the co-pilot. But as far as we're concerned here on SOCA Sundays, on this channel, Onika is the star. So let's go.
This is like Castries, A4, Denry, and Miku. They were split up.
Right.
So that's why we now have 10 districts and we have 17 electoral constituencies.
Right. Okay, because these are large populations. But places like Canaries and Ancillary, that's 2 districts, but then they form one constituency because of the smaller population. Okay, great.
And then you have places that are growing significantly like Rosalie. So nothing strange, you might get some additional electoral constituencies maybe in the near future.
Okay, so here's something interesting to note, Onika. We're actually driving to Rosalie town. All right? Now, in St. Lucia, I noted that all of the districts have the same name.
And also to Janesta, don't get, it's not like isolated to St. Lucia. Most of the Caribbean islands have and have nots. So it's equal across the Caribbean, but you can see like even from the situation in Jamaica, how dire the situation is. That's because the resources are so lower than they are stateside, where we have more privilege and more resources and more warehouses and more, everything, right? Down there's less, and it's a little more expensive, and you have to wait for it to come via boat or shipped over. So there's, it's the life that you have to adjust to. Things do move slower as well.
As the main town and the bay where that town is situated in St. Lucia. That is very unlike other Caribbean islands. So, for example, like Barbados, the parishes in Barbados, they're not called districts, they're called parishes. Parishes in Barbados, St. Philip, St. Andrew, St. George.
Right.
These are some of them. And then, so for example, in St. Michael Parish, you have the main town, Bridgetown, Barbados.
Right.
Okay. It's the same in Grenada, in St. Vincent, in Dominica.
So that's like all the islands are like this?
Antigua, Anguilla. Not all the islands. There are only 2 other islands that are like St. Lucia. So it looks like it's like a French system because it's 2 other French islands, Martinique and Guadeloupe. So the quartier or the district has the same name as the main town or bay where it is situated in the district. So, for example, we have Gros Islet district.
Right.
And the main town is Gros Islet, and it's located on Gros Islet Bay.
Gros Islet Bay.
Right? Or on the maps, especially the old maps, it was the Gros Islet. And then the same thing for Ancillary. Ancillary Village is in Ancillary Bay or Ancillary, and the district takes the name. Soufrière is the same thing.
Yes.
A4 takes the name of the district. Miku Village, as well, the district takes the name of the town.
Yes.
And the same for Dennery.
Okay. It's a lot to take in, but for me, I'm realizing.
Pause, Onika. Pause. You didn't need to say that, baby.
We stop at a village or a town.
Yes.
And that's the name that has the name of the district.
The district. That's right. Because that's how all of them are. Yeah.
So then in that situation, Shane, would you know which came first? Would it be the name of the district or the town
or the town, right?
Which
that's a good question.
That's a very
good question.
So in the old maps, and we're talking about maps from the 18th century, as far as early as 1758, we have the names of the bays already.
Okay.
And we don't have towns established there. So this first district that we're in Gros Islet. Okay. On the old map, it has
there we go.
Us, the Gros Islet.
The old map.
And then there was no town or village set up there.
As the Gros Islet.
And the same applies to Ancillary, Canaries.
Les Canaries.
In Choiseul, actually Choiseul was not called Choiseul at all. So Choiseul, Miku, Dennery, these came later. They had other names. Okay, so Choiseul was called Assiton. Yes.
Wow.
And
That's a very interesting
yes,
shade.
Labrie was Ansachal or Ascawet.
The old
There's
colonizer
a big
names.
island. There was a big island. They will talk about that later when we get to
Labrie,
Labrie.
okay.
Then there was Asconaut. So these, as the towns emerged, and then they started to really establish the villages and so on, they changed the names of the villages, and then the districts now took these names when they established the formal districts.
The districts
for
itself.
each of them. Yeah.
Okay, so that was all the theory. And Shane, that's one thing you're really good at. Say every time we do this, I learn a lot of new things about St. Lucia, which is pretty cool and very interesting. But now we have to get out into the fields. So our first stop will be
Grosile.
Yeah.
Grosile, let's go. She is beautiful, Janesta. She's gorgeous. Hey, she's my girlfriend. She just don't know.
Grosile. We're sitting at Grosile Town. You could see Pigeon Island in the background.
Yes.
And Grosile Town once used to be a very quiet little fishing village, but now it's home to the very famous Friday night street party,
Right.
bustling Rodney Bay with all of its hotels and restaurants and so on.
You're absolutely right, Mark Harris. Irish sea moss, bananas, tourism, carnival. Yes, very much so. Also, sugar plantations were a big thing during the colonial era. St. Lucia is also a military strategic point. It was for over 14 years, right? 7 years the British, 7 years the French each fought back and forward for the island because of its strategic position between Martinique and Trinidad and other islands. You can look to the north and south, the way that St. Lucia's positioned, and you can watch for approaching ships from either vantage point. So militarily, as far as the colonial era, it was also treasured, very much so. Plus, the riches of what the land and God can provide you living on the island, minus the recent warm-ups in the weather. It's very hot down there. But yes, absolutely. And sea moss, definitely. I know the gentleman who farms it over in Labrie Bay.
And of course, the Darren
Mr. Brown.
ground is part of this district as well. So this is our first stop. The district takes the name from the town here.
No, I didn't go to Grosile Beach, but I went up and down the west coast of the island when I was there. Not this year, last year. When I went down there for Carnival, I went to Pigeon Island Beach, just north of where they are here positioned, where they put the pin drop.
Grosile, which took the name from the bay, the Grosile.
With that said, we know Grosile is French for big islands, and the area was named after the early French settlers as well. And of course, it referenced again the large islets in the bay. And so Pigeon Island is a real island.
Right.
And that was before it was connected to the mainland by the causeway in 1972. And you remember, you showed me, we pointed out to that. You can see that right behind us.
Yes.
It's clearly represented behind
It's a large island, right? Now, a lot of people don't know that and don't realize that, but at one point, you literally had to take a boat to go to Pigeon Island.
From the mainland to Pigeon Island.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Pigeon Island, well, we know that it was an old military base, and of course you would still have some remains from Fort Rodney and the barracks, and it was supposedly a hideout for a pirate named Jam de Bois.
That's right.
Isn't there a bar?
There used to be a restaurant there called the Jam de Bois, okay? And that's a lot of other little interesting histories as well. There are people.
Many of you don't know my first name. Now, if you're watching this video from this point forward, they may or may not say my first name. I'm just putting a hint out there. So watch closely.
I think there was an American writer or movie star at one time who rented the old island, and then she was actually living on the island for a bit. But yeah,
to have that whole spot for yourself.
For yourself, yeah. But in more recent history, Pigeon Island actually housed a radio signal station on the top of one of the peaks. That's during World War II.
Right.
And you know, the entire this entire area, all of Rodney Bay, was actually part of an air base. And you could see remnants of that still if you go down closer to Redway. You could see those pillars where the gate would have been, so you could enter the air base. And up on Mount Pima, there used to be bunkers in there. And then closer to Mount Pima, you could see gun mounts and so on, right? And the ramp was all part, yes.
Strip as well.
That's right. Okay, so.
Okay, I'll pause right there. Mark, yes, you said you're into military history too, so it makes sense from a strategic perspective. Yes, and if you take a look at the map of St. Lucia, I'll probably split off a tab here and pull up the map. But if you look at the map of St. Lucia as well, and you look at the strategic position of where it is in the chain, in the archipelago that is all of the Caribbean islands, and where it's positioned as a gateway to South America, yeah, you'll understand how valuable it is. Definitely.
Can you name some of the...
And there's, like they showed in the images, right? There are tons of artifacts left. Now, I did not go up to Pigeon Island itself, but I went to the beach there. I should have gone up. I had the camera with me, but your boy was beach chasing. I went all the way down the West Coast and went to like 3 or 4 different beaches and had an excellent time. I mean, touching grass. It's just a thing, right? You get back into the land. You just take everything and breathe everything in. It's wonderful. Wonderful time.
Communities in this district.
I was
you
home.
know Grizzly Town already.
I was home.
What else do you know?
And based on the fact that I live in the Grizzly district now,
yes.
so you have Corinth, you have Waterwash, you have Marisil, you also have Cap Estate, Moshi, Grand Riviere.
Nice,
I'm sure
Jay.
there's more. Am I missing anything?
But there's a lot more. There's so much more.
Oh,
now,
really?
Oh, yeah. Remember when you said earlier we were talking about the districts and we said there used to be 12 districts.
Right.
Now there are 10 districts. So Dauphin used to be
There
a
we go.
district, and Dauphin is on the other side, closer to Moshi side. And Dauphin used to be between Grizzly and Dennery. So after the 2010 census, Grizzly, the Dauphin district was absorbed by Grizzly, making Grizzly a much bigger district. So Grizzly stretches. That's right. There was another one that was also absorbed. When we get to that district, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
So Grizzly stretches from Shock River,
right,
all the way up. Yes, all the way up. Covers the whole tip of the northern parts of the island. Goes down the east coast all the way down to Dennery, right at Louvet. So you have places like all of La Bonne. It covers some areas that are part of Babonneau as well, like La Guerre, Gara, Debarra. All of these places are now in the Grizzly district. And you already mentioned Moshi, so all of Moshi. So we have Magritude, Deramo. There's so many, a lot of different places. So Grizzly district has a total area of 48.7 square miles with a population of 20,872 people.
Okay, keep note of that. 20,782. 21,000 people. Remember, the island only has about 180,000 people on it. 200 square miles, about 180,000 people total population. 180,000. We are used to coming from cities or living in cities of millions. You understand? So 180,000. That's it. Very small.
One of the biggest districts, and it is the 3rd largest district out of the 10 in St. Lucia.
Wolfpack.
So I think we've
What's
covered
good, brother?
everything on.
Hey, Lauren, we got a few people popping up. Lauren, Wolfpack, what's going on, y'all? Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's geography today. We're learning about the geography of St. Lucia. We are only in the 1st district. We are only in Gros Soleil, so we're still learning. We're at the top of the island. We're going to go down the west coast around all the different districts.
Big Island district.
Yes.
So we're going to say goodbye to the Big Island district, and now we're going to be heading south.
Yep. Next district is
Castries.
Castries, that's
Castries,
right.
the capital.
So Castries, Eric, come look out for us. We're on our way.
Let's go.
All right, so Nika, we just crossed the Shock Bridge going into the Shock roundabout. Do you know what that means?
So we're leaving the Grizzly district. We're heading into the Castries district. So Shane, would that mean that the Shock River is the boundary for the district?
You are absolutely correct. So from way back when they started to map out the districts, the rivers, some of the main rivers were actually the boundaries for the districts. So, for example, the Castries district starts from the Shock River and ends the Roseau River. And then ancillary district starts after that.
Okay.
And that has created some very interesting situations, let's call it that, with people living in certain places. For example, in Canaries, people who lived on the other side of the river, which was the boundary with the Soufrière district, technically once they crossed that river, they lived in Soufrière. So for their property taxes, they actually had to pay their property taxes in the Soufrière district and not in the Canaries district.
Wow, Shane. So as we're entering Castries, Shane,
And then from the political standpoint, you're losing money when you have people that live on those borderlines of the districts, but that's the gamble that you take when you draw those lines.
for you, what are some of the most interesting place names you know here?
Oh, well, where we're passing right now, are we here? We're almost there, I think.
Almost?
Yes. Yeah, almost there. So we'll soon be in a place called Vide-Bouteille. Vide-Bouteille is a very interesting name for me. Now, grammatically, both in French and in Creole, it would be wrong if we have to take it for
as
it's the spelling and how we say it. Vide-Bouteille, you'd think it means empty bottle, but grammatically, Vide-Bouteille should be bouteille vide.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay? But I have a theory.
The reverse.
We've had a tendency over the years to fuse words sometimes in the French as we anglicize place names and so on. So, for example, ba, bon, o. We don't split it up. It's supposed to be three words. We just say ba, bon, o.
It becomes a conjunction.
And bad lil became bad lil.
Bad lil, flat out, because who breaking that down?
That's right. That's called rebracketing in linguistics, where the boundaries of words kind of start to fade and you get new sounds and new meanings.
So they're merged,
right,
and
merged. So I have a theory that this is not supposed to be vide-bouteille, but vide-bouteille, which would mean life of bottle. Yeah. Now, whatever the meaning is, whatever we
life
take
of the
it
bottle,
to mean, whether it's vide-bouteille as empty bottle or vide-bouteille, life of bottle, it's still a very strange name.
Very interesting, because what would be the background history for life of bottle?
Yeah, so this place would be must have been a fun place at one time. What would the background history for empty bottle, for you to call a place empty bottle? What about you? What are some interesting place names for you?
I think I have a few, Shane, because when you think of like Babono, you have Kabish, Balata, and then if we're heading down Kubaril, Cicero, even La Pansi, and then from La Pansi, now think of like Wapatat. For me, Wapatat, Potato Wood.
Potato Wood.
How did you end up? Was it a situation where it sounded better? Of course, it sounds better in the Creole than when you actually translate it, because we're not going around saying, "Oh, hi, I'm from Potato Wood."
That's hilarious. That is hilarious.
So those for me are very interesting. How did we come up with these? What is the significance and the stories behind it?
The names and the meanings. Well, that's for another show. I think at some point what we could do is just go around Castries and look at the place names in Castries. And
I might have to look that up if he did that and follow up with the channel to see if he actually did that. A breakdown of the names and how the colonial influences changed these names, or where these names were derived from, right? Where they came from.
Find the meanings.
Like she said, Potato Wood. Who would name a town Potato Wood? And now that makes me wonder about towns here, like what the native names of the towns actually meant.
Behind them and the history behind these names.
And even people you talk to from the community might have their own theories of what they would have heard growing up.
By the way, we're going to Bapatat.
Hey, what we put Bapatat?
The view.
We're going to Potato. We go to Potato Wood.
What a beautiful view.
Mhm.
The whole city of Castries is laid out.
What a beautiful view, Miss Onika. I'm sorry, go on.
Right before you, almost as if you could just jump into the city.
I know them, not in Shane, I know.
So what can you tell us about Castries?
Okay, let's see what I remember, Shane. So originally, the place was known as Carinage, a French word meaning safe anchorage.
That's right.
It was moved and rebuilt several times. Of course, we knew after the fires and the battles. And it's the island's capital, our political, economic, and cultural heart.
That's
Castries.
right.
And it got its name from, let me see if I get that right. It got its name from Charles Eugene Gabriel.
We'll talk about Charles in 1 second. Mark Harris, you asked, so with the home straddling property lines, it would be similar to zoning laws here in the United States, or would they just rezone? I'm guessing they would, if there was a bigger impact to the government and they actually saw that they wanted that revenue, they would rezone. You know how the politicians do. They would rezone.
Delacroix. He was the Marquis de Castries.
That's right.
A French minister in the Navy.
That's right. Okay, you got it. Now you could actually see a bust of the Marquis de Castries in George V Park, just over there.
The gardens.
What we call the gardens.
When
now.
we did the street names.
That's right.
Yes.
So if you want more information and you want to see exactly where he is, there's a bust of him right there.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Castries, as you said, the name changed quite a bit, especially during the French Revolution. The name of Castries and the name of St. Lucia changed to reflect the mood of the revolution at the time. So St. Lucia, for example, in 1791 was renamed St.Lucia la Fidèle, which means the faithful, in recognition of our support for the French Revolution. Castries became Felicityville, meaning City of Joy.
City of Joy. Can we keep that?
I know, right?
We need to have a big sign saying you are now entering the City of Joy.
City of Joy.
And that's everybody happy. You have a little drink, you live your life, you have no worries, no stress.
Exactly. But that was short-lived because in 1794, the British recaptured Castries. And the commander of that army at the time, he was Prince Edward, he renamed Montfortune in honor of his mother, and he called it Fort Charlotte. So he took down the tricolor, the flag,
The French
of
flag.
the French,
Right.
took that down, put up the Union Jack, called it Fort Charlotte, and then Castries was renamed Charlottesville.
Charlottesville.
Yeah, I prefer the French
And that's why
names.
we said we prefer the French names. We can stick with that.
French names. Yeah, yeah. So even the names have changed and shifted and carried the weight of different empires over the years.
That is
Okay?
correct.
Now,
What else can you
Castries-
tell us, Shane?
Castries is a huge district. It is the second largest district in St. Lucia in terms of area, but the largest district in terms of population. So Castries spans from the Shock River all the way down to the Rosa River.
Okay.
And then it kind of goes
So
down.
another boundary.
Okay. It goes down into the interior and touches all the way down into the Soufrière district. So it passes behind Ancillary, behind Canaries, and then it touches Dennery on the east, Soufrière, and Micoud. So Castries is huge.
Micoud
So
district.
Castries actually is 39.65 square miles in area with a population of 65,620.
What did we say before? 28,000? 28,000? Now we got 60,000.
56 residents, according to the 2010 census. Some of the communities include Sunny Acres, VG, Leclerc, Vidbouteille, Marchand, Therefore, parts of Babonneau,
Just those two districts
Badly.
alone? Just those two districts alone are harboring around 100,000 people, you guys. That's the main majority of the population of the island right there. The rest, like I said, it's about 180,000 people. You got about 80,000 people spread between the other districts around the island. Very small.
Fromager, Marigot, Cooleytown, Sarot, Bexor, Saint-Diffé, L'Abbaye, all the way down to Ravin-Poisson. All of these and more are in Castries.
Wait, Shane, so you said all the way to Soufrière?
Yeah, all the way to Soufrière. So it actually has a boundary with the Soufrière district. As I said, it goes down the center of the island, okay? And then Soufrière also comes up to the center of the island, just behind Ancillary and Canaries.
So even parts of the forest reserve would
Parts
be
of the
in
forest
Castries?
reserve and Castries, that is very correct.
Oh,
Okay?
Pretty interesting facts today.
Yes. Okay. All right. So we should head south now.
All right.
Okay. I think our next stop is
Ancillary.
Ancillary. All right. Let's go. Yeah.
for you, which district do you think, I don't even know why I'm asking you that, but I will still ask, which district do you think has the most beautiful name? If you had to choose one.
That's why you said you don't know why you're asking me that, because the answer is obvious. Of course, I'm going to say the district with the most beautiful name is Canaries. Canaries. It has a nice ring. It just,
This man is pouring history like out of his brain. It's just coming out like little bitty thought bubbles just exploding all around. Listen to all the history this man has and the stories he tells.
just flows off your tongue, and it has a subtle romanticism. I'll explain later when we get to Canaries.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear about that, Shane.
Yeah.
I think my favorite would be Choiseul, but we anglicize.
Right.
So Choiseul is pronounce it for me.
Choiseul.
Choiseul.
And I love that. It sounds so French, just like how you did it.
Exactly.
So I love that.
Choiseul.
And then maybe I would say ancillary, which is where we're headed to next. So
That's right. Ancillary.
Ancillary.
Yes.
Okay.
April Showers, how are you, sis? Thanks for joining. We're doing history. This time we're talking about the geography of the island of St. Lucia. We have gone through Gros-Islet, the capital of Castries, and now we're going down the west coast to Ancillary. So we're learning about the history through a little journey with one of my many girlfriends, of course. Many, many girlfriends. Onika. Let's go. Ancillary.
Okay, Shane. So this is Ancillary Village, and of course, it also gives the district its name.
Yeah.
And so we know that Ancillary means Bay of Rays, named after stingrays that supposedly fill the waters at some point in time.
Mm-hmm.
So you were explaining to me, do you think that stingrays
Most
fill
likely
the waters?
because the French had a tendency to name the places after some kind of feature that they found interesting in the place. It could have actually been just the day that they first came. On that day, there were a lot of stingrays there, so they call it Ancillary. Doesn't mean that it was always filled with stingrays, but that's how they named places.
Understood.
Yeah.
So now we know it is also one of the smaller districts, coming in at about 14.52 square miles, stretching from the Roseau River, that would be its northern point, to Ans-Galette, which would be more of the southern border with Canaries.
Yes.
And then you go east into the forest, and then I think south to border Soufrière.
To border Soufrière.
border
So all the
Soufrière.
way into the forest. Yes.
And then the population is about 6,060 people. Very, again, smaller district.
Small district. And that population is not just...
And here we go. 6,000 people in the district, ladies and gentlemen. 6,000 people live in that district.
In the village. It's scattered across a number of communities, from here in the village to Roseau, Jacmel, Fond de Rouge, Mondor, Delago, Boisden, Monciso, Millet, Tchèchimè. Yes, a lot of communities going all the way up. And then here's an interesting fact. The entire Roseau River, the source is in the mountains of Soufrière.
Okay.
The entire river from the source in the mountains of Soufrière, all the way down to Roseau. It comes from the forest, heads north, then comes across the west, and then empties into Roseau Bay. That entire river forms the border of the Ancillary district.
Wow, that's absolutely incredible how a single river can shape an entire district's identity and boundary. And when you think about it, each of these communities you named has its own character, its own heartbeat.
That's right. And now even Ancillary is placing its mark as a fishing village.
Ancillary fishing village. We'll get back into that here in just a second. Mark Harris, yeah, you asked a good question, my friend. Am I familiar with the crime stats of St. Lucia? Here, let's do this here. So when you look at per capita and you look at crime stats, it's not good. It's not good. The Caribbean islands are so small. And when you look at what the statistics show per capita, it's not good at all, right? You have 180,000 people and you have such a high rate of crime. The statistics don't look good, right? As humans, it doesn't look good. No crime does, especially violent crime. And I'm steering away from it as I'm mentioned in my update for the channel. We're going to talk about the Rastafari. We're going to talk about music. We're going to talk about things like this. The crime stats are there. The crime repercussions and stories about it are there. I'm kind of steering away from it and steering away from the negative images, because when you break it down per capita internationally, right? Internationally, it looks bad. But then when you look at what happens in each individual country and you look at the breadth of it as a whole, it's no different than we have here, right? You have 180,000 people. You might have 50 to 70 perish in violent crime, right? On average, 50 to 70. A bad year will encroach upon 100 people. And there are records of the bad years. There were some very, very, very violent years pre and post-COVID. So C-19, sorry, yeah, all that. Anyway, let's move on. But yes, the stats are honestly no worse than things are here stateside. You have a smaller community, it's more impactful because everyone almost knows everyone. Everyone has some kind of knowledge of who, what, where, when, why. You know what I'm saying? So it's more impactful. But when you look at when you look at everybody, every country, it ain't no different. It really isn't.
And boundary. And when you think about it, each of these communities
crime is down,
has its own character, its own heartbeat.
That's right. And now even Ancillary is placing its mark as a fishing village known for its Friday night fish fry. Okay. All right. So let's head out. We're heading to my favorite place. Can you guess where that is?
Should I, Shane? Should I really guess where that is?
You don't need to guess. We're going now. So let's go.
Just go.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Great question, bro. Great question.
Okay.
Next stop, Shane, is Canaries.
What do you think of when you hear
Oh, my bad.
Canaries, Onika? When you hear somebody say Canaries, what comes to mind?
Canaries bread.
Let me rewind that back. My bad, y'all. My bad. Thank you, Messi. My bad.
And boundary. And when you think about it, each of these communities you named has its own character, its own heartbeat.
That's right. And now even Ancillary is placing its mark as a fishing village known for its Friday night fish fry. Okay. All right. So let's head out. We're heading to my favorite place. Can you guess where that is?
Should I, Shane? Should I really guess where that is?
You don't need to guess.
You
We're
know
going
what?
now. So let's go.
Just go.
Yeah.
Next stop, Shane, is Canaries.
What do you think of when you hear Canaries, Onika? When you
Canary.
hear somebody say Canary.
Canary. Ever since I was a child, I thought canary. Ever since I was a child.
What comes to mind?
Bird.
Canaries bread.
Of course. Yeah.
Bread or cassava, Shane. We cannot pass and not stop and buy cassava.
You cannot go down the West Coast and not stop and buy cassava.
So I watched part of this and kind of skipped through, and I'm going to have to debate this with other Lucians, I need other Lucians to help debate this. Is the west coast of the island better? You can get cassava all over the place. Is the west coast cassava taste different or better? A different variety? Is it like mango, where you have different types of cassava? Tell me, because they favor the west coast cassava versus the rest, I guess. Especially from Canaries. That's why I like the way she mentioned that.
Saltfish cassava.
That's your favorite one?
Saltfish cassava, that sounds good.
One of my favorites. It's food for the soul.
Yes, it's very nice.
Saltfish. I like this.
Saltfish is delicious.
Okay.
And you?
It's a little spicy and so on. So
it has
really
good flavor, good seasoning.
Yeah. It's good, but my favorite cassava is cherry cassava. Anything with cherry in it is heavenly.
Cherry?
Okay? And this is not just me saying that. I've been told that a number of times. So anything with cherry in it is heavenly. So for me, it's cherry cassava.
No, I do like cherries and I like pineapple
That's
too.
it. Are we stopping to buy cassava?
Yes, Shane, we are stopping to buy cassava.
Good, it's hot.
You want bread and cheese?
They want bread and cheese.
It's nice.
Very nice.
You have to have fresh bread and cheese. That's just survival food. Bread and cheese is life. And the fresh bread is life.
The bread and cheese too.
Double roti in Trinidad, just like the fresh bread is just like the biggest staple you'll find all over St. Lucia.
So this is Canaries Village on the Canaries Bay, hometown to Shane Cherry. Now some say it's also named after the Canawi pots, and those were used by the Amerindians. They're little clay cooking pots, and you can also probably find some of them in some traditional St. Lucian kitchens. Shane, I'm sure you have one.
They say that's the best way to cook your food, especially a bouillon, because
all the flavor,
all the flavor is in there and it keeps the food warm.
The clay pots are almost like a mocajito over another clay fire pit, and you just put it on top of it. So it's almost like a separate, basically. If you're not familiar with what it looks like.
In the Canawi pot. So I don't know, maybe they were, traded. They could have been made right here in the village, or they could have been traded along this coastal village. Now, some people also believe that the French settlers, they thought the terrain of Canaries reminded them of the Canary Islands, and so they decided to name it after the Canary Islands.
Yeah. Now, I have a tendency to believe the latter. Okay?
About the Canary Islands?
About the Canary Islands. I've actually heard both of them, but I have a tendency to believe the latter. That's the romanticism I was telling you about.
You did mention
right?
that, Shane.
So a place named after the memory and beauty of another place, all right? The thing is, first and foremost, I haven't been able to see the link between the clay pots in the area.
Right.
Even though we have some Amerindian descendants living in Anslabedi, where we bought the cassava.
Right.
So these people are said to be direct descendants of Amerindians.
Did you hear what he just said? The Taino episode, the history episode. Remember, paper genocide. All right? Paper genocide. It is written out that there are no more natives, that we don't exist, that they don't exist. Just like what he said, Anslare, there are still natives. There are still Amerindians. We still exist, you guys.
Amerindian descendants living in Anslabedi, where we bought the cassava.
And much like the DNA breakdown, St. Lucia had what? They said 7%? As high as 7% DNA?
All right. The thing is, first and foremost, I haven't been able to see the link between the clay pots in the area.
Right.
Even though we have some Amerindian descendants living in Anslabedi, where we bought the cassava.
Right.
So these people are said to be direct descendants of Amerindians. But still in the village, I haven't seen or heard of any link with Amerindians. But on the old French maps that I looked at, so as far back as 17...
I love that map. I absolutely love that map. And it's positioned incorrect. I don't know. I don't see a compass. I don't see a compass, but it's upside down. Or it's twisted.
58. The area is listed, this area is listed as Lake Kanawi.
See?
And that translates
They're down the west coast, but the way the map is positioned, that is the south coast. It's almost positioned, it almost looks like Puerto Rico. It needs to be twisted 90 degrees.
Can I have a drum roll? The Canaries.
I'm glad, Lauren. That's why I'm here. That's what the whole channel is about. You know, it in between the entertainment, in between fuckery that takes place over here, there's the knowledge, right, and the sharing of things that others don't know, so that we can broaden our horizons, right. That's what it's all about. I'm glad you're experiencing that.
Okay, so that's why you said
Thank you for being
That's
here.
why I believe the latter. But when I spot saw people, one thing is certain, that this district is forged in isolation. and also in resistance.
It is very true, and Canaries is one of the most remote districts in St. Lucia. And if you just look at it, we have mountains hugged on one side and the open sea on the next side. And they've also said that the Maroons would have used the hills as their escape routes. And I think that was a very good plan of escape. And then many oral histories speak of old trails, some now long overgrown. Shane, would you have seen any of those though?
Well, we have...
So the Marooner trails, right? The ones that escaped slavery and then ran up into the hillside and ran up into the bush, into the forest, and met up with Amerindians and met and interbred and formed other internal groups within the island that then bred with descendants of the slaves and the colonizers. The islands are all rich with people of mixed heritage.
They will always talk about these trails. I wouldn't have seen any of them myself, but people had always mentioned them, especially older people. Robert DeVoe had discovered and documented a bunch of brigand sites in the hills of Canaries. So these were from, he had ovens and trails and tunnels, even right there, right above that hill there, above the cliff there. There was a brigand oven there, and then there was a big hole that we always used to see. And some of the older guys told me, even as children, they found these there, and some of the animals would fall in there. It was really, really deep. So they eventually, at one point, they just covered it and filled it up. But it was documented. The elders would remind us that these mountains were the same ones that people who fought and who ran for their freedom were in there.
Yes.
Guided you.
Right. We were walking the same paths. We were walking in the same places, breathing the same air. And
we are in one of the most violent districts during the slave revolution. We are going to the epicenter of the slave revolution on this island. When we get to Soufrière is... I've just learned so much about this district that it is now my favorite, by far, hands down. Now, my people are from all over the south of the island and up the the southeast coast. But let me tell you, Soufrière has earned a historical place in my heart. Let's go.
that's the history that shaped us, you know, and just made us who we are.
I love that, Sheen. And just before we move on, just to give you some more information about Canaries, it is the smallest district at only about 9.38 square miles with a population of about 2,040.
2,042, she said, I believe.
People, that was from the
That's it for population, 2,000.
census, I think, in 2010. And there aren't too many communities. You have the main ones being Anse-le-Verdi, Belvedere, as well as the Canaries village.
There's also one more interesting fact before we leave, okay? Mont Jimmy is located in the Canaries district and not in Soufrière.
Oh, so you think that's something you want to tell the Soufrière people as well?
Well, I'm sure they know that right now. The only thing is that the easiest access to Mont Jimmy, you can get to Mont Jimmy from Canaries, you know. Right? But the easiest access to Mont Jimmy is through communities in Soufrière, through Fosse Jacques. And that's it. So let's head out to Sulphur City right now. All right, Canaries, goodbye. I'll see you another time.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, your boy C.I.P. cut himself short and I'm out of ice. We're taking an intermission. I need everyone to grab a beverage for themselves. We're halfway through. We're almost through the home stretch. Let's go. Brief intermission. Not a whole intermission. I love it. Gotta love the intermissions. All right, y'all. Let's get back into this. Let's get back. Do you get a beverage? Got a snack? All right, let's go. Oh, wait. What? I missed that, Lauren. I apologize. This is a silly question, but are the Moors sovereign citizens, Mark Harris? Yeah, you guys can discuss that stateside. The religion may have followed the Africans over on the ships. The Marooners were more or less the freed slaves, but as far as their affiliation religiously or in any other manner, I don't know myself. That hasn't been disclosed. Your boy C.I.P. is still learning. So let's go. Feel free to chat about it, though. We are going to Soufrière. Y'all about to learn some crazy, crazy stuff. Volcanoes and virgins? That was a thing on St. Lucia? Volcanoes and virgins? I was wondering what islands. I was thinking like maybe the Mayans. No. It's a lot closer to home, folks. Let's go.
Now, this next stop, every child in St. Lucia knows from kindergarten, Shane. This literally represents St. Lucia in children's minds. You draw it as a child and you just put the sun right in between and you have your portrait.
Absolutely. The real symbols of St. Lucia. I mean, I think people who knew about St. Lucia before Julian Alfred, Julian Alfred is the new symbol of St. Lucia.
That's right.
People who knew St. Lucia before that, this was the iconic symbol that they represented.
Absolutely.
Or they knew represented St. Lucia, the twin pitons. So for me,
St. Lucia has twin mountains, the twin pitons. St. Lucia is also a female island, one of the very few islands that are named female with two twin mountains.
Pitons are to St. Lucia what
sweet
the
St.
Eiffel
Lucia
Tower is to Paris, or what the pyramids are to Egypt.
Makes sense. And also, Shane, don't forget the world's only drive-in volcano.
That's true. That's right. I haven't been there in a while. I must go there.
Neither me. Yeah. Go take a little soak.
Take a little soak. And,
rejuvenate yourself.
That's right.
Yep. And there are hot springs. There are all kinds of places around St. Lucia, natural places to rejuvenate yourself. Absolutely, Mike Love. Absolutely. She's a female island with twin peaks. Sis, what's going on? How you doing? How are things your way, Miss Queen? Good to see you. We're learning geography today. We're about halfway through. So we're learning all about the geography of the island of St. Lucia. We are about to approach my favorite historical place on the island. Your boy CIP is learning. So over the past couple months, I've just learned that this is my favorite historical place on the island. It's now the destination that I'm going to go to next visit. Other than the Jazz Fest. Soufrière, let's go.
And finally, we are here in Sulphur City.
Soufrière, that's right.
Now, I will put out my disclaimer early. Shane gave me a lot of information about Soufrière that we want to share with you. So I'm going to be using my phone if you'll see me looking up and down, because I want to ensure that the information is correct. And again, Soufrière is steeped in a lot of history.
A lot of history. This place is like the beginning of everything for St. Lucia.
And it's important for us to know about our history, to know and understand where we're going. The town of Soufrière and the entire district was named by the French during their dominance in the 1700s. The name Soufrière is French for sulfur in the air, a reference to the area's volcanic activity. Now, the French used the same name for other Caribbean islands, including parts of St. Vincent, Dominica, Guadeloupe, and Montserrat. This Soufrière, it was the first capital of St. Lucia. And I know a lot of people know that, but it's always good to remind them. So Soufrière, again, was the first capital of St. Lucia, and it was known for wealthy plantation zones, as well as a center of rebellion. Now, during the turbulent period of the French Revolution in St. Lucia, from 1789 to 1797, Soufrière emerged as the epicenter of both a revolutionary fervor and the enslaved people's fight for liberation. We needed that freedom. In 1971, enslaved people on a Soufrière estate demanded their freedom from the French royalists. But get this, They were only to be brutally punished with executions and public displays meant to intimidate others.
That's right. They actually cut their heads off.
Yes.
Yes, and then they put them in a public.
Remember, we saw this in the history episode before, right? Last week. They displayed the decapitated bodies in the town square and around places around the town to intimidate the slaves. What happened after that? They rose up again. Slaves weren't having it.
So everybody.
That was the first breakthrough moment of slave revolution in 1771, she said. After that, it kept perpetuating. There was too much of a vibe across the island.
By 1795, with military support from Victor Hugo of Guadeloupe, hundreds of local revolutionaries and former slaves rose up.
Here we go.
They formed what the British call Army.
1779, he said, right? What, 8 years later, they said, F that. They're done with the colonizers.
Public displays meant to intimidate others.
That's right. They actually cut their heads off. Yes, and then they put them in a public place so everybody could see them. Okay, but by 1795, with military support from Victor
1795, my bad.
Of Guadeloupe, hundreds of local revolutionaries and former slaves rose up, and they formed what the British call Armée Française de la Bois, or the Brigands, and we know them as the Negmaos. And these Negmao freedom fighters rose from these hills to resist both French royalists at first, and then British colonial forces. During the Brigand Wars, the British viewed Soufrière as key to reclaiming control of the island.
Now, we have, the fighting, we have the slavery, the revolution, but there's also a deep spiritual significance for the island's earliest inhabitants right here in Soufrière. The Arawaks, they actually worship the iconic Pitos as gods. And you can understand that.
There we go. The Arawaks worshipped the mountains as gods. They worshipped the pitons as gods, Petit Piton and Gros Piton.
Pito, called Atibira, symbolize fertility and sustenance. And if you look at Petit Pito, both of the Pitos, in terms of their greenery and that lush vegetation, you can understand that. And then Gros Piton, known as Yokahu, I hope I pronounced that properly.
Yes.
Okay, represented fire, thunder, and the rain. Now, they also believe their god's spirits rested in the boiling waters of the sulfur springs. The Caribs revered the springs as a powerful deity, throwing in... No, y'all, hold up.
Viewer discretion is advised. I think this is hilarious. Okay, like I told you guys, right? I always wondered, pardon me, I always wondered where in the world were the virgin sacrifices? I had no idea it was so close to home. I had no idea it was so close to home. The Caribs and the Arawaks were based. They were the first ones to know that there were witches out there, huh?
Represented fire,
sacrifice the virgins.
And the rain.
Let's go.
They also believe their god's spirits rested in the boiling waters of the sulfur springs. The Caribs revered the springs as a powerful deity, throwing in... No, y'all, hold up. This is where it gets really interesting and even a little scary for me, Shane. So the Caribs revered the springs as a powerful deity, throwing in virgins as sacrifices to calm the gods. Say what now?
That's right. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All of this is Soufrière.
Yes.
The area became known as Qualibu.
Virgin sacrifices. Our benefactor on the Melanin Math shows, right? Our benefactor, Mr. Homath, he talks about the virgin sacrifices.
Place of death, marking Soufrière as a sacred site of reverence, fear, and ritual. The place of death.
That's right.
There's so much power in this information.
Absolutely.
So all of this is considered the Soufrière Volcanic Center and considered to be the caldera of the volcano that erupted.
Yes.
And it's actually called the Qualibu Caldera.
So when you're looking at the landscape there, imagine the lava flowed down all through that entire area when the volcano was active and when the island was first forming. That entire area, you can almost see where the lava would flow down and just cover this entire area and then flow into the sea. It's awesome when you think about the geology behind it.
All of this. All right.
Caldera.
So right now we're standing in the Qualibu Caldera.
Yeah.
In the center of the Qualibu Caldera. The center of the
Virgin sacrifices. Throw Nika in.
Qualibu Caldera is the sulfur springs, more or less the closest to the center, right? So it's still a geothermally active area.
Very much so.
Now the district of Soufrière
Talk,
extends
bro. How
from
you doing,
the
bro?
Candace River in the north, where we saw, and all the way down to the Livroin River, which would form the border with Choiseul. You heard of Anse-Livroin?
Yes.
So this is the river that's flowing into Anse-Livroin.
Oh,
Okay.
So just Livroin.
So right next to that is La Puerta and Delce, and this place is
Choiseul. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Wow.
So these are the boundaries of the Soufrière, north and south, and of course it goes all the way into the forest, and it forms a border with, we hear that, with Castries and with Ancillary, right?
Castres.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right. So this district is roughly 22.55 square miles in area, with a population of 7,657 according to the 2010 census. And communities in Soufrière include the town itself, and then we have Fort Saint-Jacques, Zeno, Rabot, Belfort, Myers Bridge. We also two communities to be believed rooted early liberation and the fight for freedom is Bouton, which is believed to be one of the earliest free communities or free villages.
Wow.
Bouton. So Bouton is predicted to be one of the earliest areas. That's awesome. I'm telling you guys, there's a lot of history.
And Font-Jalib, which is a community
I really, really like Soufrière. I really do.
on the southern base of Gaupiton, believed to be a settlement of liberated people.
Free people, I love that. And so we know again Soufrière is steeped in history, and it's currently one of the most visited districts. So by tourists, of course, they come to the waterfalls. You have the amazing beach, you have forest trails, the sulfur springs, mineral baths, and the pitons, and much more other attractions. And so now we do have to continue our journey, Shane, and we're continuing south, right?
Yes.
We're continuing all the way south, and I am looking forward to this one.
What's that?
Yeah, you
Our
definitely
next
can see the path,
What are you
Mark.
looking forward to?
More names,
Oh, the names.
but nothing like place of
Choiseul.
death, please.
No, nothing like place of death. So
learn
let's head
about
out.
it.
Choiseul, there we go.
Okay, so heading to Choiseul, Shane. Now, I don't think when it comes to names, for me personally, I don't think anywhere can be Choiseul when it comes to names, eh?
I totally agree. Choiseul, I mean, the name Choiseul
interesting
itself.
name, so, yes.
Choiseul.
All right.
I like how you say it. Say it again.
Choiseul.
Choiseul.
The
Very
name
French.
alone of the district, it's so beautiful, you know, as you said. So, yeah.
You can see it's raining. Midday rain, always. You get like those little storms midday like you do in Miami.
I agree with you. All these wonderful names from Choiseul, a place with so many hamlets and villages and so on. It's gonna be very interesting to for us to do Choiseul. But
And
we're
what they
heading to the
normally
village.
say, all Shabins come from Choiseul.
Oh yeah. I'm Choiseul and Canaries.
Trust you, Shane.
Okay, so we're going to Choiseul. Hey, Lauren, you want a rabbit hole to go down? And one of the newest rabbit holes that I've discovered is that there is Bantu blood all through the Caribbean, possibly. Bantu as in Bantu African. So I've got this curiosity that's burning, like, we got Bantu blood coming from Africa. What happened in Africa that would lead to Bantu blood in the Caribbean? Oh, the Bantu migration. So any blood that is called Bantu very well could have been a tribe taken over in Africa and then sold to the colonizers and exported to the Caribbean? Africa, you got some explaining to do. That's all I'm saying. I ain't worried about these little subdivisions and these little other social groups and tax ID standings. I'm going back to the source. Africa, we got some discussions to talk about. We got some things to talk about. Discussions will be had.
Okay, so we're now in Choiseul village, very small village, just one street, and we're standing right in front of the Choiseul church.
Yes.
Now this area was originally known as Inciton Onika, and it was listed on maps from the 1750s as that. It was an established and independent parish from 1765. And the 1769 census recorded a population of whites, free, colored people, Negroes, and a number of estates. The parish was named after Etienne François de Choiseul.
What was that? What's that name?
States. The parish was named after Etienne François de Choiseul.
Okay.
Duc de Choiseul. And he was a prominent French duke who served as a Secretary of State on Foreign Affairs and played a key role in French diplomacy during the 18th century.
Very interesting facts there, Shane. And we also know that this district is small, just about 10 square miles in area, and the population is only about 6,128 people. The village is also small, and then you just have the population spread over numerous hamlets throughout the district as well.
That's right.
And then you also have the
12. What's up, sis? You were hiding. You were hiding. You were hiding in the clouds. Well, I mentioned at the beginning of the show that my name may be mentioned because some point in the show, someone had my name. But I'm not going to go back and replay that or anything. You're going to have to figure that out for yourself. No one knows what my government first name is, and it may have come up. It may have come up. You may have heard it, not even realized it.
names, which is what...
Before you go to the names.
How you doing, sis? It's good to see you.
The names, yes.
Chels, good to see you.
Before you get to the names.
Before we get to the
Choiseul
names.
is well known for its indigenous craft and pottery. Basket weaving and clay pots are made. These are skills that are...
Absolutely. The clay pots and the baskets that you see across the island that are Lucian handmade all come from this district. I'm sure there are other craftsmen across the district, but the majority of them that you'll see in the markets, they're individuals who are craftsmen from this district.
Okay? Before you get to the names.
Before we get to the
Choiseul
names.
is well known for its indigenous craft and pottery. Basket weaving and clay pots are made.
And the baskets and the clay pots are not just indigenous, as in the Arawak, but they're Arawak and African influenced, right? The influence of the mixed people of the island.
These are skills that are handed down from generation to generation.
That's right.
Now, interestingly, there's another Choiseul somewhere in the world. In the Solomon Islands, there's an island,
Wow.
one of the big islands called Choiseul, and also the parish. And you would not believe what they are known for.
It cannot be the same thing, Shane. Seriously?
Pottery and basket weaving.
Wow.
Can you imagine that?
That is pretty
Yes.
cool. I love that.
Yep.
And
We
so
can go to the names
now we
now.
can get to the names?
Yes, we can go to the
Okay,
names.
so if I know off the top of my
She's adorable.
head,
Sorry, I just had to mention that.
Lafayette,
The rum talking.
Lafayette, Morgouche, Monsieur.
Nice.
There's more?
Yeah.
Victoria
that.
Day. Remember we were
That's
talking about Victoria
exactly.
Day? Yes.
All right. There's also Montjac, Ravino, Delse, Lariche, Daquitin, Francine. That's right. Big up Courtney from
And
Francine.
also our 2025 National Carnival Queen, Miss Emily Tisaw. She is Mamai Francine. I love that.
So there's so much more. Trust me, there's Debra, Lamas, Reunion, Industry, River Dory. We need to do a whole show on Choiseul alone and the communities.
Michael Love, you a Fed? Michael Love, you a Fed?
The hamlets in Choiseul.
Yes, she. You
Interesting
promise?
name. I promise.
I think that's going to be a really good segment.
I think so. All right.
So we're
off.
ready?
Yes, let's continue.
Where we
We're
heading to?
heading down
Ascawet.
To Ascawet.
Ascawet.
To find out where Ascawet is. We're going
Let's
down
go.
there now. All right, let's go.
God, we're almost at my other two favorites, you guys. My other two favorites. We're at the south side. Let's go.
Choiseul.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Choiseul
Okay,
was
cool.
fun, Shane. Choiseul was fun and interesting. And
Yes, it was.
I'm looking forward to actually exploring the district more and making, some more episodes just district by district.
You know, this next district that we're going to, Onika, has some very beautiful names as well, and very interesting names.
I can't wait to hear them and
Yes,
learn
when
more
you
about
get
this
there,
district.
You'll be like, what? Where's that? What does that mean? So
It's
also
another exciting.
More exciting names across the island. We already have Potato Wood and Canary. Potato Wood is another favorite, right? Name-wise, right? Who would name their village Potato Wood?
District.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll be there soon. We're almost there. We're just passing through.
Excuse me.
Piai.
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 Now we are in the People's Republic of Labrie. Or you say Jalabo, People's Republic of Labrie.
That's right. Yes.
This is all new. So this is the main. So behind Onika. Hi, baby. Onika. Sorry. Focus, C.I.P. Okay, so this little entrance bridgeway here, this is all new. It's like a new public works thing that they did. If you go to the right, toward Gregory, behind Onika, down the street there, that's the main street that leads down through the village, through like right along the bayside. Just down from there, maybe half-mile walk or so, is where Mr. Brown harvests his sea moss in Labrie Bay. And then just beyond that, maybe about a mile down, that way, behind Onika and behind these guys, you'll find one of my favorite spots, one of my favorite beaches, absolutely, along the bay there. So yes, I'm very familiar with Labrie. When I was there, last year, they had this walled off. You couldn't see any of this, and it was still under construction. So it's looking good. I don't think it's complete. Probably somebody working back there. But yeah, it's looking good. They're improving the small areas.
And I also
nice.
have to note that this is Onika.
This is also the town center. I think they're sitting on the edge of the town square. In front of them is actually a square that's covered, and that's where they have like the evening events in the town. Like the one place had what was it? Anslare had the fish fry. So you have the fish fry and one, like there's fish fry, Friday night carnival. Like every little town has something, right?
There's a village in law.
Every little village.
So it's an adopted village.
I have 3 village-in-laws now. No, I have home, which is Mikud. We haven't gotten there yet. I have village-in-law Labrie, and I have village-in-law Soufrière. I'm sorry, man. Soufrière. I love my island, but damn it, the history.
So I'll tell you something about Labrie. Of course, it has its rich history,
Definitely.
shaped in both its French colonial influence as well as its original connection to the local environment. And that's mainly because it was once called
Ile Akaret.
The Creoles with my
The French.
The Creole, the French.
That's right.
Ile Akawet.
And again, you see the island map is east-west. That is south. That is on the south of the island. So the map is twisted the wrong way, 90 degrees.
The French.
The Creole, the French.
That's right.
Ile Akawet. And that's a name referencing a large sandbar that was once found in the bay. And of course, it was a nesting ground for turtles. Kawet.
That's right.
Okay,
there you go.
sense. And then the village was later renamed after Baron de Labrie, who became and served as the French governor of St. Lucia from 1784 all the way to
Damn colonizers.
1789. Based on the information I have, dates correct.
That's right. Okay. So actually, the old French maps, the 18th century French maps, have the area listed as Anse à Chal, with a large island in the bay named Ile Akaret. And the district starts from La Rivière Dorée and ends at Black Bay River. And on those French maps, it's actually named La Rivière Noire. And we've changed it to Black Bay, and it says Anse Noire as well, right? Yes. So the district has an area of 13.05 square miles and a population from the 2010 census of 7,363 people. Our beloved former Governor General, right? Dame Paulette Louise is from Labrie.
Products of Labrie.
That's right.
Beautiful.
So
the names.
The names.
I know they have a lot of really good names, so I am interested to learn about the names, the pronunciation, the names.
A lot of names. As I said, it starts from River Dore and then comes all the way down to Asnoa or the Black Bay River or Black Bay. So the communities of Labrie District include Balambush, which sounds, I had an interesting conversation with a former colleague of mine, French guy, and we were always intrigued with the name Balambush, right? And he had two theories that he had found. One was that Balambush means bullet in the mouth, because remember back in the day what they used, there was like a little ball, a ball. So a bullet is still called a ball.
Bal.
So apparently the owner of the estate was
the shot, right? You have the shot in the rifle. It's called the bal in French.
Shot in the mouth, and it was
G Honda. How you doing, bro? Good to see you.
It's called Balambush. The other theory was that the way the point was shaped, it looked like a lip, a hanging lip, a Balambush. So he had these two theories that he used to discuss with me, but as to confirming which one is correct and how the place got its name, we never really, finalized it.
Bro, Onika is distracting me too. Mr. Harris, she is. Even with her little salty face she just made that I paused on. She's gorgeous.
Places like Balka, Londonderry, Gaiabois. I love the sound. Yeah, I love the sound of Gaiabois. Salty Bus, Bus Lagras, Park Estate, Jet Queen, MacDomel. And there's so many more.
Very interesting.
Very interesting.
I think that, again, is another episode.
That's another episode.
My father grew up in Labrie. Very big family. Grandma had, 12? And that, you know how the families, you can't take care of all the babies. So yes, you split the family up a little bit. Some go to aunties, blah, blah, blah. Dad, as he got older, grew up in Labrie.
All these interesting names that we have right in the district of Labrie. All right.
So where are we going to be heading to now? I think this.
We're heading south. We're keeping south.
We're going south.
District for the next one, which is.
What's next?
VA4. I'm so glad you said
Let's go.
VA4. Very good. Thank you very much. All right. So we're out.
Airport. This is where the airport is.
Shane, I think for all of us growing up, we would have learned that this next district that we're going to, VA4, was a major base, a major military base in the World War. For me, I'm just wondering how much of that, still exists. Are there any remnants of
the infrastructure?
The infrastructure, military machinery?
Here we go. View fort. That's fort in French. Let's go.
Like that still exists. And I think even the airport currently sits
upon it.
Of a base.
Let's go.
Our current Uranora International Airport.
Let's go.
Was built on what was Bean, I think it was called Bean Airfield, named after, I think, the commander of the base at the time. So this was a Bean Airfield.
Would that have anything to do with them being sent to Beanfield?
That's right.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
All right.
It's all linked.
It's all linked.
It's all linked.
That's right.
The synergies, it's all there.
Yep.
In some parts of Viewfort, some of the hills, you have gun.
It's kind of poetically sad that your entire culture is literally named because of colonization. Your entire culture. It has nothing to do with agency of self and your own people. It's because of colonization.
Mounts that are still there. People have built over them and so on. And the airport, as we said, you could still see the remains of the airport still there. Even St. Jude Hospital.
Yes.
Right? St. Jude
there's
Hospital.
A very interesting story.
Very interesting story about St. Jude Hospital. It was part of the whole military area. There's a place in VA4 called cantonment.
Cantonment.
Okay. A cantonment is a military term. A cantonment is a camp, basically, a place where the soldiers are living and staying. The cantonment. So St. Jude Hospital was a victim of what is termed the fog of war. The fog
Yes.
of war is basically the things during a war
that could go wrong.
You have little errors, mistakes that are made because you just don't see.
Capacity because of injured. That's fog of war, where you have multiple bodies, more than you can handle, right? Because you don't have the equipment, resources, individuals.
It's happening. So,
and again, you have to understand, as we mentioned before, and for those of you who have just come into the stream, thank you so much for joining me today. Again, we're learning about the geography of my homeland, my motherland, St. Lucia. But as we talked about before too, the military position of St. Lucia between Martinique and St. Martin or St. Vincent and Trinidad, South America is right there. The geographic angle that people can approach with ships and look north and south and use St. Lucia as that vantage point. It was absolutely exploited as that between the British and the French and the British and the French and during world wars. So again, all of that has affected the atoll that is all of those islands, archipelago that is all the islands all through the Caribbean, all of the islands. Anyway, the word.
The military hospital was actually scheduled for Trinidad, but everything was coded at the time. But there was a one-digit error in the code.
They also came into a point where budgetary funds were either misappropriated or were not used properly or were too scarce. We had Olympic trials on the island at one point. They used the old stadium as a hospital on the south of the island, and they may very well mention it here. It's still actually a functional air quotes hospital.
That's one digit.
Remember at the beginning where we saw the gentleman, sorry, I keep pausing this, I'm gonna let him cook, but remember at the beginning where we saw the gentleman who was talking about the fact that tourism and the gentleman from the diaspora that was speaking on behalf of the New Yorkers who were Lucians, who were talking to the former Prime Minister Chazanet. Okay, all right, it's at the beginning, team replay. One of the things he mentioned, because the tourism industry is so large, God forbid someone have a medical injury or instance while visiting St. Lucia. No one wants that to happen. No one wants that to happen in a place that could potentially not have the resources. That's just a death wish. I mean, we're human, right? Let's be real. Let's be transparent. So you want the government to invest in the proper health care for the people. Yeah, right? Anyway, not to get into the politics and the social interworkings, but yes, one of the hospitals in the South of the island is in an old decommissioned stadium.
But there was a one-digit error in the code when
Just
they were
one
sending the
digit.
communication, and they made that error instead of going to Trinidad. That one error sent everything to St. Lucia.
Oh,
And
wow.
by the time they realized that there was an error, construction
had
was well
started.
underway.
Wow.
So they left the hospital.
And that's how we ended up with St. Jude Hospital.
Yeah. After the war and the base was vacated by the Americans, of course the facility was closed. And it remained closed until the early 60s when the Sisters of the Sorrowful Mother acquired the property and opened the St. Jude Hospital there. And that's how we found the hospital. But we're entering VA4 right now. And now how this district got its name is very interesting, but we'll hear about that a little later.
Okay.
All right. So full transparency, again, not to get down a rabbit hole or to go on the negative side of things, but Vieux-Fort is also a hot spot for crime. Can someone explain to me why around every airport district, city, state, around that area, around every airport, why is there always so much crime? Now, it's not like crazy crime, like you're going to walk off the airplane and lose your bags, craziness. No. But there's gang violence and things like this.
Vieux-Fort is an interesting name. I know, Shane, Vieux-Fort. I'm not saying Vieux-Fort again. I know you say Vieux-Fort all the time. I always wondered about that.
Yes, Vieux-Fort. People have anglicized the name a lot, and they spell it as it looks. Vieux-Fort.
Right.
No.
So they actually anglicize. I mean, they just get it wrong completely, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's completely wrong. Stop anglicizing things, you guys. It's Vieux-Fort.
But I refuse to do that. Okay, now if you know the history of how the town and the district got its name, you would understand. And why I just refuse to say Vieux-Fort and always say Vieux-Fort. Now remember, the first Europeans who had a settlement on St. Lucia, they got here by accident. The British ship, the Olive Blossom, run aground at a point in Vieux-Fort down there called Pointe Matouin. And they lived here for a while. But the Caribs were not very friendly, so they had to defend themselves.
See, this is the Carib side of things, right? We have the don't get it. I know it seems confusing, but don't get it confused. The Arawak and the Taino were the same, right? The Arawaks were the southern Tainos. The Caribs were the ancient natives. So the Caribs were the ones that were there first. So the Amazon Basin, South America, Trinidad, they came up, and then you had the Caribs that lived there. Then the Tainos came also over later in time as the things evolved. And then the Arawaks, right, the south side, the southern Tainos, Arawaks, they were the ones that battled the Caribs. So one ancient people were wiped out by another ancient people. Also, when things got really, really bad, which is the colonial era, right? We talked about this. The Arawaks made friends with the French, British, the Dutch, and wiped out the Caribs. So it's one genocide after another, after another, after another, because then, of course, the Arawaks were betrayed by the colonizers. And then here we are, right? All right, let's go.
From the Caribs. So they built a fortification to protect and defend themselves from the Caribs.
Terry, how you doing? Cuzzo. That was good, man. Nice to see you.
But in the end, it was not even the Caribs that got to them. It was actually malaria and local diseases.
Oh, wow.
Right? So eventually they abandoned the fort. So years later, when the French got here, guess what they found? The remains of the fort. And the French, so creative and imaginative as they were, guess what they called it? An old fort. Or in French,
old fort.
Un vieux fort.
Because that's what they found.
And the name stuck. That's it.
I love
Vieux
it.
fort.
And now that I know that, Shane, personally, I could never go back.
You see the theme, right? They keep going through the theme of the French names having more flavor and more of a reflection on what they see and what's going on versus the egotistical European way, the British way of naming things after people and deities and so forth and so on, right?
Saying Vieux-Fort, I'm going to stick with Vieux-Fort.
That's it.
And just to give you some more information, now this district, which took its name again from the early French settlements, extends from Black Bay, or what is Snois, on old French maps to Savants Bay. It has a total area of 19.22 square miles with a population of about 14,754. Communities include Black Bay.
14,000 residents. That is the most residents we've seen. Well, we've seen 2,000. We've seen another, 6,000? Now what, we see in 14,000?
Cantonment, Auger, Cooleytown, Grace,
Auger.
Cairo, Opico, Bellevue, and a lot more.
That's it.
That's it for Vieux-Fort.
That's it for Vieux-Fort.
So where we...
So this is stomping grounds. We're approaching more and more from Labrie, right? Labrie, stomping grounds of my relatives. Soufrière, stomping grounds of my relatives. But it's like it maybe 5 or 6 here, 5 or 6 here. Now we're about to get to where my people are from. Let's go.
To now, Shane.
We're heading back up north.
Up north.
But the East Coast.
This time we're on the
up the East Coast.
So on this side.
Horseshoe.
Going up this side.
Whew.
I have to say the view from here is amazing.
It is absolutely breathtaking.
Yes, Onika, you are absolutely breathtaking. I'm sorry, focus,
You all
CIP.
should have heard me because
Focus, CIP.
the first time I saw this, and this is my first time up here, the first time I saw this, I was just completely blown away. How can you not love St. Lucia. How can you not appreciate this? I said, thank you, God. I have eyes to see. Because you cannot explain this view to somebody. You have to see it for yourself.
That's right.
Spectacular.
Okay, up here at Mulashik. So goodbye to VA4. We're
Bye,
leaving Mulashik
VA4.
and heading up the east coast to Miku.
Miku.
Miku, let's go, y'all. Just kidding. Miku's kind of tiny. They're all tiny.
So Shane, oh my goodness, the East Coast, it's, you know, just so different to the West Coast.
This is where the family's from. So to illustrate how tiny the town is, the address of the family home is like 20. That's the address.
Absolutely.
For me, I love, you know, that the deep bays, the rugged
coast,
terrain and landscape. But speaking of the deep bays and the seas and the rough seas, by the way.
Rough seas?
Yeah, I love it from a distance. I'll watch it, but I cannot swim, so I would not venture. I will not venture there, Shane.
The Atlantic has formed some really wonderful coves and bays along this.
Oh, also too, when you look at the island of St. Lucia, the west coast of the island is on the Caribbean seaside. The waters are warmer and calmer. The east coast is on the Atlantic side. The waves are rougher, relatively, okay? That's the side the hurricanes come in on. The waters are also cooler. Some of the areas are also impacted by the trade winds that bring over the Sahara dust. The Sahara sand comes over in the air. If you're not getting a hurricane, you're getting sand off the coast of Africa. The west coast of Africa is a nightmare. It's been for the slaves since beginning of time, apparently. But if you're not getting Sahara dust off the coast of West Africa, if you're not getting slaves off the coast of West Africa, if you're not getting hurricanes off the coast of West Africa, so, you know, that side of the island takes a little bit more from Mother Nature, right? There's a little bit more that goes on that side, and that's where my people are from. Let's go, y'all.
This coast. The next district we go into, the longest peninsula, which ends at the most easterly point of St. Lucia, is actually in this district. Actually, it's right in the village itself, okay? It's called Viège Point.
Viège
You guess
Point.
what that means?
Yep.
Viège, something to do with Virgin.
Yes. Virgin Point. I
Yes.
don't know why it's called Viège Point. I'm not sure. Maybe.
We probably threw them in the ocean. We were throwing them in volcanoes, apparently, on the island. So with Virgin Point, we were probably throwing them off the... Oh, God. Poor virgins.
It was a place where they made sacrifices to the gods of fertility.
No, Shane, no, we're not doing sacrifices.
Like into further the quality.
No, exactly, we're not doing sacrifices.
What did I just say? I swear I never watched the end of this. I swear I did not watch the end of this. Poor girl. She's already been traumatized. Oh, hold on, you guys. My bad. Oh, God. She's already been traumatized by the wait a minute. What just happened? Oh, no. What did we just do? What just happened? Hold on, you guys. How did we just nuke that? What just happened? I didn't hit anything. Oh, give me 1 second. All right, here we go. God, what the heck? Your boy CIP needs to stay away from the keyboard and the rum. Keyboard and the rum don't mix. There we go.
Something to do with Virgin.
Yes, Virgin Point. I don't know why it's called Viège Point. I'm not sure.
We're sacrificing virgins. Let's go.
Made sacrifices to the gods of fertility.
No, Shane, no, we're not doing sacrifices.
Like into further the quality.
No, exactly. We're not doing sacrificing nobody anymore. Not the virgins. Not leave our ancestors alone, please.
But a very interesting name. Would you say?
Very
Yes.
interesting name.
Point Viège or Virgin Point. But we're heading to Miku. Please
Yay,
do not say
Miku. Let's
you got
go.
it right in the streets when you said Miku.
And let me tell you, just your boy CIP already understands what it is to touch grass and to reconnect with my ancestors. My cousin and I, my auntie and I, we walked the streets of Miku. I walked the streets by myself to my auntie, to the family home where everyone was born and grew up. And you know, I walked a couple miles from one auntie to the other, and it in and of itself was me getting back in tune with my ancestors. If you're Irish, go the hell back to Ireland, figure out where your people came from. German, do it. African, do it. Fucking, you know where you came from. Get back there. Figure it out, people. I'm telling you, there is something to be found in touching the grass of your original people. Even if it's just to walk the streets that your father walked, if he's not from this country. And that was really the first piece. And then to know that my grandfather walked donkeys down this street when it was cobblestone, when it was dirt, before the public works came in. So it pulls you back and kind of grounds you and humbles you in ways that we don't normally experience. Do the work, you guys. Do the work. Explore. I'm telling you, there's something fundamentally lost in today's world of technology and fast pace, and we're struggling together. Something's lost. We need to get back to it. Let's go.
Miku. Very good. So Miku. So Miku, here we come.
Yeah, see, there you go, Lauren. Yay! Holy shit, I recognize the streets too. Wait, okay, hold on. Yes, I know exactly where that is. I know where that is too.
And now we are in Miku.
Miku.
And
Yep.
it is
I know right where that's at.
named after a French governor, Baron de Micoud. He's an 18th century French governor. And the village was once a hub for sugarcane and cotton plantations. And now the community has become a vibrant and thriving and diverse.
Okay, there's the church down at the bottom. You see the church down there. Bottom left-hand corner. I'm looking. Okay, yeah, there's the graveyard. Okay, never mind. Okay, yeah. I was just, your boy's nerding out, just trying to see if maybe I can spot. Yeah, I can spot some family stuff from up here.
As well,
That's right. Miku is actually the largest district with an area of 43.29 square miles. And this is largely due to the absorption of Praslin district after 2001.
My family's all through here. Relatives all through here. Cousins, second
It has
cousins.
a population of 16,284 people.
Actually, some very well-known people across the island are from here as well. Some educators, some politicians. Very, very nice area.
Scattered in communities like Viger, Angers, Deriso.
It's kind of like a it's like the Garden of Eden kind of for my family kind of thing. Does that make sense? Does that analogy work? It's the beginnings. It's the beginnings. There's a lot of not only just family, but a lot of people that are centered around the growth of my family and their families and how they have evolved. It's the Garden of Eden for my people.
Blanchard, Douga, Tirocher, all the way to Miku village. And then Magritout, La Pointe, Lombard, Monrepo, Praslin, and more.
And Shane, our
Absolutely.
queen of culture, Cécile Descartes, is from Miku, well, Monrepo,
That's
Miku.
right.
And I think, Shane, there are some very beautiful and interesting names in Miku, so we might have another episode.
I totally agree.
Break
There's
it
so much
down
to
again.
explore in Miku, so maybe an episode.
I ain't saying it is, but I'm saying it is. Whoever took this drone shot probably from around where the fire station is, and it's literally hovering over top of my auntie's house. I know exactly where this is. This is literally hovering over top of my auntie's house. There's a gas station down here on the right. That gas station is 50 feet from the porch. So a fun fact, the higher you go up from the water line, it's kind of more privilege, the bigger the homes, et cetera, et cetera. And also too, the haves, have-nots, as well as historical perspective. I have family that lives by the water line, as well as that's where the family home is, right? See the bay down there, the brighter green water. And then you have up further up the hill, this road going by the gas station, directly in front of the gas station, is a major highway. So yeah, up where the highway is, you have a little bit more substantial homes, bigger homes, more privilege. It is what it is. Island life.
So just
Beautiful.
for Miku as well.
I agree.
All right. So we're heading to the last district now, number 10. And I hope we get some fish there.
Oh, I'm hungry.
It's known for fish, so
yes. So
well,
now
let's
we're
hurry
heading
quickly
to
and see if we get some fish in
Dennery.
Dennery segment. Let's go. Dennery segment is exporting some of the best music from St. Lucia that's modern soca, modern just vibes from the island. So listen for Dennery segment when you hear music coming from St. Lucia. I'm just saying.
Okay, so we are at the last point.
Last
district.
Yes.
All right, so we're actually at Mandalay Point, overlooking Dennery Village, and you can see Dennery Island in the background.
Love it. Beautiful.
So this is Dennery Village down there. In early maps, it's listed as Asconot, which translates to Bay of Canoes. Now, it was later named after Victor Thérèse Charpentier d'Hennery, who was the Marquis and later the Count of Hennery. He would be, in French, the Count d'Hennery.
Okay, so the okay.
Now, as mentioned earlier about rebracketing, where you just lose kind of those
and it just joins.
And it just joins to Dennery. Over time, it just became Dennery.
And you conjunctify the words, right? You mix, you blend the two words together. Dennery. There was supposed to be an apostrophe between the D and the Hennery, the French, right? But then as life goes on, you Ebonicize it, right? It becomes Ebonics.
The district itself is made up
French Ebonics, patois, right? The Creole. We take it and we Creolize it.
Mostly of the Mabuya Valley. Now it has an area of 27.93 square miles with a population of about 12,706.
Yes, Terry. Home at last, brother. Home at last, cuz.
67 people as per the 2010 census. Most of that is scattered in communities throughout the valley, including Lacaille, Limier, Richfort, Olio, Larissus, Denier Rivière, Gadet, Delaide. I know I was going to mess that up, Chin, but that's why I have you.
I know. I can pronounce it. Girl, come on, girl.
Delaide.
Beautiful names.
Beautiful name. Again,
and I know there's so many
another
more.
whole episode, I think we need
Delaide. That's so true. And
I'm telling you, I'm going to follow. If he does another episode on the French and the backgrounds of the names and their meanings, I'm going to find it. I'm going to do the research. I'm going to see. I might ping brother and see what's going on. If I don't see it. Because I would love to. I mean, I think that would be fun. I don't know. I like the French. I like it. It's my people. It's my background. Let's go.
Negma War.
Oh
they literally use this area as a corridor, for their freedom and for the battle. The fiercest warriors were famed to come from the valley, giving it the name Lion's Den.
Right.
Makes sense. And the popular Dennery segment.
Let's go, Dennery segment.
Right here now we have
I told y'all, I already said it.
Valley Oompa Mighty Servants, them jamming entertainment as well.
That's it. Now that name, Mabuya, very interesting. Because in the early maps, from way back, the French maps, they actually have us Mabuya, even though Mabuya is not a French word.
Interesting.
Yes. Now, Mabuya is a Amerindian name for the gecko, the house gecko. And
everybody have them at their home.
That's right. And
you guys, we have the little geckos. They're everywhere. You hear them talking middle of the night, every night. Like you hear the frogs, you'll hear the geckos, you'll hear the crickets, and little geckos be crawling along the ceiling. It's just a part of life.
Still use it today. We still call them Mabuya.
So
this is crazy. So it's named the little geckos. I'm rewinding it. My bad.
Now,
Let's go.
Mabuya is a Amerindian name for the gecko, the house gecko. And
Everybody have them at their
that's
home.
right, and we still use it today. We still call them Mabuya.
So Aunt Mabuya would be Bay of
Bay of the geckos.
Bay
the
of
Mabuyas,
geckos.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah. And it is the interesting thing is that it is not a French.
And they're little cute geckos. They're cool little dudes, and they just be sitting there staring at you. You know, little geckos.
French word. Okay, so
They don't
the
bother
French
me none.
just inherited it most likely
Yeah.
from the Amerindians who lived there, maybe
Before
called
them.
it that as
Right.
well. Okay, and also the term Mabuya, the word is not just
Mabuya.
an Amerindian word, but in both Amerindian and in some African cultures, Mabuya or Maboya refers to a lizard-like or reptile-like creature with shiny eyes that roams through the night. And it was supposed to refer to some kind of a spiritual being that
Scary
came out
stories
only at
that we
night.
tell the children
Scary
at night.
stories.
Always.
Very interesting.
That's another thing too. In St. Lucia, there's a lot of lore, right? You have a lot of lore and stories and history that stems from the native and it stems from the cultural background, right? And a lot of it is the goddess of this and the god of this and or that and or a monster that will come and steal the children at this time of the season if they misbehave, you know, and it may be very well steeped in religion even, but a lot of that, those fairy tales and stories still exist. It's awesome.
One there.
Yep. And that's it. That's our final district. We're going to head back up and try to reach Castries, but we will close overlooking the beautiful city of Castries.
I love this.
And this has been a wonderful tour of the districts of St. Lucia.
The 10 districts of St. Lucia.
That's right.
Pretty awesome.
And that's it.
Back
This
to
is where we
Castries.
end our journey. A beautiful day all around the island, looking at all of
Look at
the
that,
10
y'all. Look at this guy
10
behind him.
names, 10 mirrors reflecting
And the thing-
who we are as a people.
And on this Emancipation Day, we remember those places, those districts. They aren't just geography, they're testimony.
That's right. Know your name, know your story. We'll
Know your history.
see you in our next adventure.
What do y'all think? I think so. I think so. Cousin. Absolutely, man. Absolutely, cuz. Absolutely pleasure seeing you. I'm glad you stopped by for the show. I'm here every Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
DJ Cheng, quang them.
DJ Cheng. Denry Segment Mix 2025. We're going to close out with the people from the most turned segment on the island. Yes, cuz. Every Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Stop by. Stop by. Because next Sunday, we are doing music. We're going to explore music from St. Lucia. We're going to explore a little bit. We might break into Rastafari. We might break into the 1970s around the island, something like that. See what's going on around there. Otherwise, we've got plenty to cover that the diaspora, myself, maybe you, we never knew, we never experienced, we were never exposed to. We can get this, we can get all of this information and more over here. I'm working on researching it and pulling it from all the social media. And every time I start the show with plenty of entertainment to keep everybody engaged, man. You know how it is. If you don't, go back and watch the introductions. Your cousin is a fool. I'm never gonna stop being a fool, that's for sure. What else is coming up? The Tainos, right? The Tainos are the second gen. second gen ancient folks, right? We had the Caribs, and then the Taino Arawak, right? They came in, genocide out the originals, Caribs, and then boom, we are who we are today. But yes, the Tainos, we're going back north again as well. Right? All right, so other stuff, other things, agenda. What's going on? The channel has plenty of other content. Your boy C.I.P., some of you may know my name now, but your boy C.I.P. has a very busy work day, very busy work week. This is a hobby, as I always tell you, it's a hobby. I'm here to enjoy myself, spend my time with you guys, have fun, share culture, knowledge, entertainment, right? So I'll fill in with the other episodes as we go along. You may have seen Black Hole Math has evolved. We're not calling it that anymore, right? Melanated Math. But we are still going to cover the same topics. We are going to still cover the dynamics between men and women and our own mental dynamics in how we relate to one another, how we mature and grow as an individual intellectually, right? There's all kinds of stuff behind that. We still have cyberpunk, because cyberpunk is going to be that corpo life, the life of the corporate shill, the life of a corporate piece of shit. That's your boy. And the troubles and the stressors and the things that I deal with in that corporate life, I bring to you through playing the corpo path of life in cyberpunk. That's still around. It's coming back. Gameplay on the other channel, Cat and Poncho. Subscribe to Cat and Poncho if you haven't already. Nightbot is doing its job. Nightbot's keeping everybody informed. Nightbot, I love you. I had to tell you to chill a little bit, Nightbot. You were getting kind of noisy at the beginning of the stream, but me and you worked out our differences. Thank you. Thank you, Nightbot. So Nightbot's been updating you guys as we go along. Please subscribe to the gaming channel, Cat in Poncho, C.I.P, Cat in Poncho. Your boy is a genius. Come on now, Cat in Poncho. Let's go. All right. And your boy is traveling, cruise with culture. Your boy's going to Texas in January, St. Lucia in April, May. End of the year, we were looking at the Miami Carnival, and we're looking at the Uber SOCA Cruise. That's 4 events we have on the schedule, tentatively past January. January's taken off regardless. But hey, please stay tuned for the travel as well. And that's all I got tonight, you guys. That's all I got tonight. I want to thank each and every one of you who hung out for the show. Thank you so much. I'm glad. I did get a lot of good responses tonight from individuals who learned a lot, and you guys were really, really engaged and contributing in the chat. I love it. Thank you so much for doing that and for being here, and for you guys were talking back and forth and everything. That was great. That's the engagement that we're supposed to have, right? Chels, thank you so much for the compliment. I'm here to share, right? So the culture, knowledge, and entertainment that I have, if it's entertainment and I'm fucking off, if it's culture and knowledge, and I'm sharing something worthy, that's what I'm here to do. That's what the channel's here for. I'm here to leave a little bit of myself behind, a little bit of knowledge, something for the next generation to grab onto. Somebody's gonna like this out here. Hey, look, where we at? 560 y'all, 500, I don't know, however many. 500 and some odd of y'all are here now, and I'm sure we are gonna fucking skyrocket, get monetized, and shoot for the moon. So it's gonna happen. This is a hobby. I'm glad to share it with you when I have the time to do it, all right? When I have the time to do it with y'all. In the meantime, nothing is true that you experience in this world, but everything is permitted at your hands to do the research to make sure what you experience is real, right? What you experience is the best experience that you can have. Our lives are short, my friends. Our lives are short. So seek knowledge, evolve. The world around us is not an absolute reality. It's never been. You have to seek the knowledge for yourself and understand. Find tribes of like minds that are also seeking knowledge and aren't just status quo sheep, right? That's what I'm sharing here right now. Your reality is subjective to what you choose to explore in the vast world, what you limit yourself to, right? Don't be closed-minded. What are you limiting yourself to? What you limit yourself to and choose to explore in this vast world is your own responsibility. That's where it all winds up. That's where it all culminates. This adventure, this short lifespan you have is your own responsibility. No one else is accountable for the adventures that you go on. Thank you for joining your boy C.I.P. on my adventure today, y'all. Choose wisely in your own personal adventures. Peace. I love y'all. Peace, 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 peace. Let's jam out. Let's go, let's go.
Talk to them now. I go in, tip in a belly, 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 tip in a belly, 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 tip in a belly, belly, make it hurt. I go in, tip in a belly, 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 tip in a belly, 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 tip in a belly, belly, make it hurt. All right, booster, look booster.
Then re-segment.
I tell you, cause it's no problem. I tell you, booster, look booster. My booster in your head. Take out my pen. I go in, tip in a belly, 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 tip in a belly, 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 tip in a belly, belly, make it hurt. I go in, tip in a belly, 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 tip in a belly, 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 tip in a belly, belly, make it hurt. I want the booster to make a bend. Give her the hot drugs to call a friend. I tell you, you taking it and you cry. I tell you, you taking it and you cry. Everybody talk for more already. You know when you talk for more. Let me tell you. DJ Jenks, Wagwan. Let me talk for more. I tell you, you taking it and you cry. I tell you, you taking it and you cry. Everybody talk for more already. You know when you talk for more. Let me tell you. You taking it and you cry.
What y'all cook for dinner tonight? I got a pot roast going. It's been in the crock pot. This place smells delicious. What do y'all got for dinner? Yeah. Have a good night, y'all.
Yo, DJ Cheng, Quang them.